Good morning, everyone. I am Tasneem Fatma, the convener of the Legal Aid and Awareness Committee. It is my privilege to welcome you all to the second edition of the NLU JODHPUR Right to Education paper presentation and discussion series, organized by the Legal Aid and Awareness Committee of National Law University, Jodhpur. We are honored to have with us our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Harpreet Kaur, our Chief Guest for the event, retired Justice Sukhdev Singh, and our Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh, our faculty in charge, Dr. Anjali Thanvi, our faculty advisors, Mr. Siddharth Balani and Preeti Badola, our distinguished panelists, participants, and audience members who have joined us today for this important discussion on the implementation of the Right to Education Act 2009. The Legal Aid and Awareness Committee has always been committed to ensuring that justice is not a privilege but a right accessible to all. As a student-led initiative, we work tirelessly to bridge the gap between law and marginalized communities by providing legal aid, conducting awareness programs, and advocating for systemic change. Our efforts are rooted in the belief that legal empowerment is a key tool for social justice, and our work spans multiple areas, including education, prisoners' rights, gender justice, and access to welfare schemes. Our commitment to the right to education is reflected in both advocacy and action. Through our initiative Milkar Kare RTE Ko Sarthak, we have facilitated the admission of more than 300 children from disadvantaged backgrounds into private schools under Section 12(1)(c) of the RTE Act. Our next important initiative under this project is the public interest litigation filed before the Rajasthan High Court. The committee further undertook a primary of 107 government schools in 11 blocks of the Jodhpur district in July 2006. The findings of the same were compiled in detail in the letter petition addressed to the Honorable Chief Justice of the Rajasthan High Court, Judge Jodhpur bench. This letter petition has been treated as a writ petition in the public interest by the High Court, with the latest order by the High Court directing the state government to work on bettering the infrastructure in schools and providing a report of the same to the court. In 2023, the committee organized the inaugural edition of NLUJ Right to Education paper presentation and discussion series. The event attracted participation from around 24 premier law colleges across the nation who conducted a survey on the implementation of RTE in their state and included a panel discussion featuring esteemed experts in the field of RTE. This successful event laid a strong foundation for future editions. In furtherance of this, we prepared a report titled Breaking Barriers to Education, an in-depth study of implementation of Section 12(1)(c) of the Right to Education across Indian states. The second edition of this event is a step in furtherance of this initiative. I will now invite my co-convener, Harshita, to take over.
Thank you, Tasneem. Has witnessed tremendous enthusiasm from all over the nation, with 36 teams participating in our event. We are also thrilled to share that Indus Action, a pioneering organization in the field of RTE Act implementation, has collaborated with us for this event. Now, I would like to request Dr. Anjali Thanvi ma'am, who is also the chairperson of the committee, to address us.
A very good morning to, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
A very good morning to our today's chief guest, Shri Sukhdev Singh Ji, Additional District Judge, Session Judge retired. Honorable Vice Chancellor, National Law University, Jodhpur, Professor Dr. Harpreet Kaur ma'am, Registrar Dr. Sunita Pankaj, Dean Academics, NLUJ, Dr. Manoj Kumar Singh, esteemed faculty members, respected panelists, and my dear students. Who knows the importance of education better than a teacher and a student? Education is often seen as the great equalizer, a tool that breaks the cycle of poverty and uplifts communities. Yet millions of children in India still struggle to access quality education. As a faculty advisor at NLU Jodhpur of Legal Aid and Awareness Committee, I stand before you not just to discuss the Right to Education Act in theory, but to share ground realities that highlight the persistent gaps in its implementation. The Right to Education Act of India was enacted in 2009 to ensure that children between the ages of 6 to 14 receive free and compulsory education. The Act came into effect on April 1, 2010. The Act was envisioned as a transformative step towards accessible education. While it has driven significant progress, its implementation remains fraught with challenges. At LAAC, we work to bridge the gap between policy and practice by conducting research, advocating for reforms, and providing direct legal assistance to needy. One of our most revealing projects was a survey of 107 schools in Jodhpur, uncovering serious infrastructure deficiencies. Many schools lack classrooms, toilets, drinking water facilities, and the other facilities required for the teacher-pupil ratio, which was directly affecting students' retention and learning outcomes. These findings led us to file a petition before the Rajasthan High Court, urging the government to improve school conditions. Section 12(1)(c) of the RTE Act requires private schools to admit at least 25% of their class 1 students from disadvantaged backgrounds. Our initiative has helped underprivileged children benefit from the 25% reserved seats in private schools under this section. However, awareness remains a major hurdle. Many families eligible for this benefit do not know their rights, and bureaucratic roadblocks discourage applications. Our legal aid efforts have helped hundreds of children gain admissions, but resistance from some private institutions persists. Beyond infrastructure and enrollment, systematic challenges hinder the RTE Act's success. Many government schools face teacher shortages with inefficient training, further diminishing the quality of education. In rural areas, inadequate facilities like separate toilets for boys and girls lead to high dropout rates. These issues disproportionately affect marginalized communities, making the dream of universal education harder to achieve. A particularly concerning issue is the inconsistent enforcement of Section 12(1)(c) of the Act. While it has the potential to bridge socio-economic gaps, private schools often evade compliance using administrative loopholes. Even when children gain admission, they struggle with integration due to lack of remedial support, financial aid for books and uniforms, and psychological counseling. Social cultural barriers further complicates the problem. Economic hardship force children into labor rather than school. While gender discrimination leads to higher dropouts rates among girl child, without shifting societal attitudes, even the best legal provisions would struggle to have an impact. Awareness campaign and community engagement are crucial for ensuring education remains a priority for every family. Another critical issue is the absence of a proper grievance redressal mechanism. Families facing admission denials or discrimination often have no clear recourse, making it difficult to challenge violation of their rights. Additionally, inconsistent budget allocation and inefficient policy execution further weakens the impact of RTE Act. This event provides a crucial platform for discussing these challenges and exploring practical solutions. By bringing together legal experts, educators, activists, and students, we can generate actionable strategies for improving access to education, closing policy gaps, and strengthening enforcement mechanisms. Through our work, we have encountered countless stories of resilience, children fighting for their right to education, parents determined to secure a better future for their children, and educators going beyond their duties to make a difference. These stories remind us that education is not just a legal obligation, but it is a fundamental right that requires our collective commitment. To all the participants, institutions, and scholars here today, I extend my deepest gratitude. Your contribution ensures that the right to education is not just a law, but a lived reality for children across India. I also commend the relentless effort of the Legal Aid and Awareness Committee and our student volunteers who continue to drive change at the grassroots level. As we engage in these discussions, let us remember that the real change comes from action. And every insight we share today, every challenge we highlight, must lead to concrete steps that bring us closer to a future where no child is denied their right to education. Education is not just a path to individual success, it is the foundation of an equitable society. Thank you very much, and I welcome once again and wish all the participants a very good luck for their participation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful address. It is now my honor and privilege to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Harpreet Kaur, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone, and Honorable Justice Sukhdev Singh Ji, all the esteemed panelists, Dr. M. Manoj Kumar Singh, the Dean Academics, Dr. Anjali Thanvi, all the other faculty advisors, the participants. I have heard that 36 teams have participated, all the participants, their advisors, LAAC committee members, and all other distinguished guests. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the second edition of the Right to Education paper presentation and discussion series, which is being organized by Legal Aid and Awareness Committee of NLU JODHPUR. This also indicates that how committed we are towards having an inclusive and equitable society, which we want to ensure through inclusive and equitable education for all. And we all understand that right to education is not merely a statutory right, but it is a moral imperative that serves as the foundation of just and progressive society. Today morning, when I was reading Indian Express, so on the editorial page, there was a worldly wise comment which was given. And this comment was by, this quote has been given by Margaret Atwood. And what she has written is that, I'll quote, "A word after a word is power." So I'll repeat again, a word after a word is power. What does that mean? That means that till the time we know which word should proceed and which word should be afterwards taken up, and how do we put the words in a chain of communication, we will never be able to indicate what we want to communicate. We'll never be able to have expressive power, right? And that power of expression comes from the education only. And that's the education that is given under right to education, that we want students from 6 to 14 years to have this power with them. So I thought that this was an apt statement for today to read me when I had to speak and welcome all of you under this important discussion and the presentations. So we understand that right to education is a fundamental right, as a pillar which guarantees that every student or every child has, irrespective of the social economic status of that child, has an opportunity to learn and grow. And remembering the case of Unnikrishnan JP and versus State of Andhra Pradesh, which was given in 1993, from where we got this recognition as a constitutional right or enforceable right under the constitutional framework. And more than 3 decades have passed after we ensured this right for our children. And now, with this second edition, I'm sure that this platform will have discussions which will indicate that how much realization of this right to, education has been given or has been actually made mandatory or compulsory, whether we are able to achieve that right, or still there are issues or gaps or concerns that have to be sorted out. And so I'm sure that the cohort of all the panelist participants, where you have people from the academia and also have people from different uh, associations, especially Indus Action, which is the collaborator with us. I'm sure that you will come up with certain actionable and also implementable strategies for the right to ensure that right to education is ensured for all the children in the country. About Legal Aid and Awareness Committee, I must congratulate them that the great work that they are doing, which is in sync with the social responsibility of the university also. And as Dr. Anjali Thanvi has already indicated the kind of work which has been done by the committee, I would also like to inform you that the gap between the legal framework and the social realities is trying to be bridged by this committee's efforts, which is incredible in my opinion. And especially the survey of 107 schools, and to provide access to the government infrastructure for under RTE, that's also very important. And you must have seen in the brochure that the information, how this was taken up by the Rajasthan High Court, and how it was also reported in the newspapers in the city and in the state. That's very good. And especially I like this title, Milkar Kare RTE Ko Sarthak, and we want to be very much instrumental in ensuring that the children are from the marginalized communities, they are especially able to get their place in the private school education under, I think, Section 12(1)(c) of the RTE. So these are some of the incredible works done by LAAC committee. I congratulate them for this great initiative. And I should also mention it that how their work is in sync with the social responsibility objectives of the university also. At NLU Jodhpur, we have also tried, helping out a village that we have adopted, and LAAC committee is instrumental in taking care of that village also. Besides that, we have also started, education and skill development for our support staff members also. And some of our support staff members, even they lack the basic literacy levels also. So this, initiative, I'm sure that together with the university and LAAC, committee will be able to achieve this successfully in the future also. And so today's program schedule, I was looking at it for 2 days. We will be having different discussions and presentations where we will discuss about legal innovations, and the structures which are existing, along with the empirical analysis which some of the participant teams have done. So I'm sure that this platform will be useful for all of you. As Dr. Anjali also have told us that we are providing this platform to everyone to share their opinions and their experiences about right to education of the children. So it's not going to be only a merely an academic exercise, but it will be exercise which is coming up with some actionable points for us, and also contribution from our side for just an equitable society through, again, I repeat, through inclusive and equitable education for all. There is one quote that I would like to also say in the end, and which says that education is not just a transmission of knowledge. It is the empowerment of individuals and the strengthening of the democracy. And it is a key to social mobility and a future where the opportunities are not dictated by circumstances of birth. And this is a very important aspect that we should always keep in mind. And I'm sure that the outcome of these deliberations of 2 days will be helpful in realizing further the objectives of RTE Act. And I'm thankful to Justice Sukhdev Singh for joining us and all the panelists. I have a list of 10 panelists. I would like to thank them by giving their names. Dr. Asha Verma, Professor Tanpur Sadiq, Dr. Shweta Amravanshi, Mr. Sushant Chandra, Mr. Masan Raza, Ms. Pooja Pandey, Ms. Anisha Varnekar, Ms. Jyotsna Shripada, Mr. Debara Roy, and Ms. Raj Kumari. So I'm thankful to all of them, and I'm once again thankful to the organizers of this event and LAAC committee, their advisors and all the members and the volunteers. And I wish you all the best for successful deliberations over 2 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for shedding light on the right to education in such an impactful manner. Now it is my absolute privilege and honor to welcome our chief guest, Shri Sukhdev Singh Ji. Sir is the additional district and sessions judge and he acquired his government education from Punjab School Education Board and Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, and higher education BA LLM from University of Delhi. Sir joined the Delhi Judicial Service in the year 1985 and was promoted to Delhi Higher Judicial Service in the year 2000. Sir has worked several capacities on both original and appellate jurisdiction of both civil and criminal side. He has presided over special courts like motor accident claim tribunal, labor court, matrimonial court, and special court under the Electricity Act. Sir did his office of district judiciary in the year 2015, and after superannuation, he worked as the president of Consumer Court District, Consumer Court District Delhi 2020. Sir has attended national and international seminars and conferences. Sir is also the author of 2 books, which are Cognizance of Offences of Criminal Courts and The Hindu Law of Marriage and Divorce. Both are Nexus publications. Sir, we are extremely humbled and honored to have you amongst us. We would like to request you to share your thoughts with us.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Honorable Dr. RTE, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Anjali and other members of the committee, and to everyone who has joined this meeting. It is truly an honor to be here for this significant event on the right to education. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the organizing team for their dedication and hard work in bringing this event to life once again. As I was reading your brochure, I noted that this is your second event on this crucial topic, and I commend your commitment to furthering discussion on education. A special mention to legal aid committee for their contributions to the field of right to education. My best wishes to all participants, and I look forward to an engaging and insightful discussion ahead. The right to education has had a significant impact in increasing school enrollment, especially among marginalized communities and weaker sections of the society. According to government reports, India achieved nearly universal enrollment at the primary level, that the dropout rate has also declined, and gender parity has improved, with more girls attending school than ever before. However, despite these achievements, several challenges persist. For example, quality of education, teacher shortage and training gaps, infrastructure deficiencies, exclusion of children beyond 14 years, the digital divide. Then the various provisions of the Act, which are very important for having discussion, are Section 3 makes it compulsory that elementary education should be free and compulsory for all the children in the age group of 6 to 14. The emphasis has been that the education should be free and compulsory of the children having the age group of 6 to 14. Then Section 8, 9 cast duty on the government as well as on the authority. Then Section 10 and 12 cast duty on the parents to have their children admitted in the school. And Section 12 cast a duty on the schools to provide free and compulsory education. Section 3, which is very important, is with regard to the capitation and screening procedure. It prohibits that there should be no capitation fee and no screening test. Section 17 also prohibits physical punishment and mental harassment to the children. Section 18 mandates that the education which is given by the schools, those the recognized one. If they are not recognized, then there are penal provisions to punish them. Then Section 31 has the establishment of the National Commission, which gives the power has been given to the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, which has been created under the Child Rights Act. At the national level, it is the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights which has the power, and in the states, it is the State Commission which has been created by the states. Then these commissions have been given the power to examine and review the safeguards provided under the Right to Education Act. They have also the power to inquire the complaints which are being made to them, and they have to take necessary steps to protect the rights which have been given under the Child Rights Act. Then Section 32 also creates a local authority which has been given the power. The complaints can be given to the local authority as well as to the National Commission or the State Commission. These are having the concurrent powers for both these under the Act. Then Section 36 prohibits that previous sanction has to be taken while if the complaint is made against the government servant, against a person who is in charge of the school or with regard to the charging fee, running a school without a recognition, or if the sanction has been withdrawn and the school is running, even then the complaint can be made, but the previous sanction has to be taken. Then these are all the sections which are very important under the Act, but whether these sections have been implemented, enforced or not, this requires the empirical study, which I hope that all the panelists or the participants who are contesting, who have come over here to present their papers, they will make the efforts to have these things demonstrated. Then, though these are the challenges which are being faced under the Act, and the way forward in strengthening the education, right to education, is that its scope should be expanded, ensuring the quality of education, bringing digital divide. All these things have to be taken care of if the Act has to be implemented in its true spirit. Thus, the right to education is not just a legal mandate, it is the foundation of an equitable, progressive, and prosperous society. While we have made significant strides since the enactment of the Right to Education Act, our work is far from over. Ensuring inclusive, quality, and technological drive, education for every child should be our collective mission. Let us all work together policymakers, educators, civil society, communities, and here I will also add with regard to the executive and the judiciary also, to ensure that no child is left behind. With a strong commitment to education, we can truly shape a better future for our country. I am thankful to all, and especially to your Vice Chancellor, and the other committee members. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for shedding light on the gaps and the pertinent issues concerning right to education. Your words have truly inspired us. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to firstly thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, for her constant support and guidance. We would also like to thank our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Sukhdev Singh Ji, sir, who took time from his busy schedule and addressed us in such an impactful manner. Our committee is also grateful for our chairperson and our faculty advisor, Mr. Siddharth Balani and Ms. Preeti Badola, ma'am, who have constantly supported and guided us in all our endeavors. With this, I hope that this second edition of the RT paper presentation and discussion provides a meaningful platform for discourse on right to education and helps in bridging the gap between the statutory ideals and the grassroots implementation. Once again, I would like to thank all of you who are present in this meeting.